Youth baseball tournaments this weekend. The Black Swamp Classic 18U championship game at BCSN 𝗦𝗽cie𝗿𝘆. Michigan Bulls taking on the T3 Warhawks in the second. Warhawks up 2. Adding to it, Anthony Pascal drives in a pair. Warhawks out of Northeast Ohio leading 5-1. Bulls put up 3 runs in the third, making a 1-run game, but that's as close as they get. Warhawks take it 6-4 as they went undefeated through the weekend to take home the title.
It was a great feeling. Hard-fought game all game with all these guys back here, back and forth whole game, so definitely kept us on our toes. We wanted this game from the start. A lot of early mornings for a lot of these guys, waking up for 8:30 games back-to-back days, but just they put together what they need to put together and put together 7 really hard-fought games to pull it all together for a 7-win series.
To look back on that series, we welcome in 𝗦𝗫ce 𝗏𝘀𝗵𝘁𝗹𝘆 and Scoop Miller.
Well, 𝗦𝗫cie 𝗶𝗏𝗵𝘁𝗹𝘆 had quite the afternoon here today for the T3 Warhawks. He goes 6 1/3 innings today to get the win for his team over the Michigan Bulls in the 18 division for the great Black Swamp Championship game. And Scoop Miller, the Michigan Bulls certainly tested 𝗦𝗫cie on the hill here today. They got leadoff runners on in a couple of innings, but he was able to dance his way out of trouble thanks to some of the help with his defense behind him.
Yeah, I thought 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 really battled. He didn't have his best stuff today, but what he did do so well, he really competed, and credit his defense. They came up big there with some outstanding plays to kind of minimize things, as this Michigan Bulls team was a real deal. They did not get here by accident. We had 2 great teams duking it out in the Warhawks 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 in a 6-4 thriller.
Well, we go back to the 3rd inning when the Michigan Bulls put 3 runs up on the scoreboard. They had runners aboard, and then it was 2 decisions at third base, one to send a runner, one not to, that may have resulted in them not having a bigger inning that time. You have to wonder if maybe that cost them the game, but again, it was up to 𝗦𝗫cie 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to still go out and execute after the fact.
Yeah, he really settled down after that juncture, but you're right. That could have easily been a 5-run inning, and credit to that Warhawk defense. They took advantage of both those base running blunders. They were able to get a big out at third base there on a ground ball to short, and they're able to get a great relay throw from 𝗦𝗫cie to nail a runner to plate for the second out, and they needed those big plays. This Bulls team was certainly very talented and came in expecting to win a championship, but the Warhawks were a little bit better.
Well, the Warhawks finished the tournament undefeated. They went undefeated in pool play. They came in, won the semifinal game and the championship game here this afternoon. Any kind of gauntlet like that when you're playing that many games in just 3 days is pretty impressive, Scoop. And again, as I said at the end of the broadcast, they got to feel good because it resulted in a trophy, which sometimes you go through all that, you don't get anything out of it. But again, congrats to the Warhawks on a pretty dominant weekend.
Yeah, it really was a dominant weekend. You know, 7 games since Thursday, and they come out today in the championship. You're going to see a guy that's already committed to play baseball at Michigan State, and they come out there, they scored 5 runs the first 2 innings. Their defense made it hold up. An impressive championship win here for the Warhawks today.
Well, one more little fun fact about the Warhawks. Former Bowling Green pitcher Andy Abrahamovich, the head coach for these Warhawks, he at least takes one more championship, I should say, here at Stellar Field. That'll do it for us down here in Bowling Green. Back to you guys in the studio.